Rising tall and straight toward the sky, the ash tree has long been seen as a bridge between earth and the heavens. Its roots reach deep into the underworld, while its crown touches the stars. To the ancients, the ash wasn't just a tree, it was the axis of the world. Today we uncover the rich folklore, spiritual symbolism, and ancient power of the ash tree.
Under the ash tree, the dark roots know the weight of time and the breath below.
The ash tree is one of the tallest native trees in Europe, often reaching over 40 meters high. Known as Fraxinus excelsior, the European ash is a giant of the woodland. Tall, with feather-like leaves and smooth grey bark, its keys, or winged seeds, flutter to the ground like spiraling prophecies. Its black buds in winter look like resting beetles, or the hooves of woodland spirits. Ash trees thrive in well-drained soils and open woodlands, and their wood is famously strong yet flexible, qualities that made it sacred to both craftsmen and warriors. In Norse mythology, the ash is the world tree, Yggdrasil, a vast cosmic tree connecting the 9 worlds. Its 3 great roots reach into Asgard, the realm of the gods, Midgard, the world of humans, and Helheim, the underworld of the dead, and feeds 3 sacred wells: the Well of Fate, the Well of Wisdom, and the Well of Memory. At its base, the Norns, goddesses of destiny, carve runes into its bark. It was from this mighty ash that Odin hung for 9 nights, wounded and alone, in a self-sacrifice to gain the runes, the sacred language of wisdom and magic.
I know that I hung on a wind-dropped tree. A spear wounded me, and to Odin offered myself to myself.
Yggdrasil is not merely a tree, it is the bridge of all existence. Ash trees appear in folk stories throughout Britain, Ireland, and Northern Europe. In Irish folklore, the ash was one of the 3 pillars of the world, along with oak and hawthorn. 3 great ashes stood at the heart of Ireland, binding the land's magic, sovereignty, and balance. One tale tells of a sacred ash in County Mayo, so powerful it was said to keep disease and war at bay. When invaders tried to cut it down, the earth trembled and lightning split their axes. And in English rural legend, young lovers would carve their initials into ash bark, believing it would protect their bond. If the carving bled red sap, their union was divinely blessed. According to folk healing traditions, a child with a hernia or rickets might be passed through a split ash tree to be healed. Ash sap and bark were used to treat fevers and swellings, and ash keys were thought to cure snake bites and even protect against lightning. One Scottish legend tells of the Ash Maiden, a forest spirit who guards the tree. It's said, if you sleep beneath an ash during a full moon, you may dream of your future or be invited into her world. Today, the ash still stands in the realm of the sacred. In Wales, some still tie silver ribbons or tokens to the branches of old ash trees near springs, modern echoes of ancient votive offerings. In Neo-Druidry, ash wood is used to make ritual staffs for journeys between realms, inspired by the legend of Odin's spear Gungnir, which was said to be made from a branch of Yggdrasil, therefore an ash branch. And in folk magic, people still carry ash leaves to repel negativity. One old charm reads,
Even ash I do thee pluck, hoping thus to gain good luck. If no luck I get from thee, I shall wish thee on the tree.
One Icelandic legend tells of a boy lost in a snowstorm. He took shelter beneath an old ash tree believed to be sacred. In the night, he dreamt of a giant stag whose antlers reached the sky. When he awoke, the snow had cleared around the tree, and the path home was lit by the rising sun, interpreted as a gift from Yggdrasil itself, the stag being a guardian spirit that fed from the tree's leaves. Another tale speaks of ash trees growing near the burial mounds of kings, believed to feed on their wisdom. To dream beneath one was said to bring visions of your ancestors or insights into your fate. In Yorkshire, it was said that if you plucked the first ash leaf of spring, kissed it, and placed it in your shoe, you'd be lucky in love by midsummer. A rhyme went,
If the ash before the oak, then we shall surely soak. But if the oak before the ash, then we shall only get a splash.
This weather law predicted the coming season's rain based on when the trees leafed. In another tale from Cornwall, a witch cursed a local village's well so that no one could drink from it. A traveling healer broke the curse by placing a carved ash staff in the water, stirring it while chanting prayers. The well cleared and the ash staff was planted nearby, said to have taken root overnight. The ash tree represents balance, connection, and destiny. In spiritual practice, it holds the energies of bridging worlds between heaven, earth, and the underworld, insight and divination, associated with runes, fate, and inner vision. Protection, especially for travelers and seekers. Resilience, it bends in the storm, but rarely breaks. In magical use, ash wood is carved into wands, staffs, and ritual tools. Ash leaves are used in spells of clarity, purification, and connection to higher wisdom. A piece of ash carried in the pocket is said to guide you safely through unknown paths. Ash trees hold a rare kind of magic, one of balance, insight, and endurance. Spiritual meanings include connection between worlds, physical, spiritual, ancestral, wisdom through adversity, a symbol of sacrifice and resilience, protection, especially from deceit, disease, and misfortune, destiny and transformation, a tree that both sees and shapes fate. Ash wood was carved into staffs and wands for druidic rituals said to carry lightning energy. In some folk magic, an ash leaf placed in the shoe was believed to lead the wearer toward their true path. The ash has long been prized for its tough, springy wood, perfect for making spears, oars, walking sticks, and even furniture. In medieval times, it was often used for weapons and tool handles. Viking warriors favored ash spears for their strength. Its Latin name, fraxinus, comes from the word frangere, to break, referring to how its wood can absorb force without shattering. Viking warriors believed ash wood spears carried life force from Yggdrasil, and many carried carved ash charms into battle. In weaponry, ash stood beside yew. Where yew was death, ash was action and fate. Poets through the centuries have spoken of ash trees.
Under the ash tree, the dark roots know the weight of time and the breath below.
But today, the ash faces a silent battle. A disease called ash dieback, caused by the fungus Hymenopsiphus fraxineus, is sweeping across Europe and the UK. It attacks the tree's leaves, bark, and branches, cutting off life slowly, sometimes invisibly. Forests that once echoed with the song of ash leaves now stand quiet in places, their boughs bare and brittle. Estimates suggest we may lose up to 80% of our native ash trees in some regions. And with them, we risk losing stories, ecosystems, and ancestral connections tied to this sacred being. But there is hope. Scientists, conservationists, and local guardians are working to find and protect resistant strains and to plant wisely for the future. The ash tree stands where other things fall, between realms, between meanings, between stories. It is the bridge of destiny, the whispering oracle of the woods. To sit beneath an ash is to open yourself to memory, to fate, and to the silent language of trees.
Yggdrasil shivers, yet holds firm. In its limbs, the songs of gods and ghosts remain.
If this tree speaks to you, listen. Let me know in the comments if you've ever felt the magic of the ash, or if you've heard stories passed down in your family. And don't forget to watch our videos on the yew and oak, guardians of the forest, keepers of myth. And remember, the trees around us are our legacy to the future and our connection to our past. They guide if we listen, teach if we are willing to learn. If you have enjoyed this small insight into the ash tree, please don't forget to like, comment and share so that we can spread the knowledge that this amazing tree has to offer. And until next time, stay safe and stay enchanted.